Have you ever wondered why it feels like the universe ignores your requests? You visualize, repeat affirmations, do everything, but nothing changes. What if the problem isn't what you do, but how you feel? Today, I'll share how I switched from waiting for miracles to truly manifesting, and why this could change everything for you. Some people live believing that quantum manifestation is just about repeating a few phrases in the mirror and waiting for the universe to handle everything. But let me tell you an uncomfortable truth. As long as you keep asking like you're begging, nothing will happen. Manifestation isn't magic. It's vibrational science, identity shift, and understanding what you're truly communicating to the universe through your words, thoughts, and feelings. And this is where almost everyone unknowingly sabotages themselves. If you've tried the law of attraction, read up on manifestation techniques, repeated affirmations 1,000 times, and still nothing changed, this video is for you. I'm not here to promise quick results with cookie-cutter formulas, but I will show you what actually unlocked my vibration, transformed my self-image, and collapsed the reality I once thought was impossible. And believe me, it has nothing to do with repeating, "I am rich," and waiting for money to fall from the sky. What you're about to discover will flip a switch inside you. And maybe, for the first time, you'll understand why your manifestation wasn't coming through, because your energy field was out of sync with what you said you wanted. Once I understood this, I stopped waiting and started receiving. And from this moment on, you'll be able to do the same, in a real, practical way without depending on anything outside of you. Have you ever noticed how many times you say, "I hope this happens"? Sounds harmless, right? But every time you say it, without realizing it, you're handing your creation over to chance. Hope doesn't vibrate certainty, it vibrates doubt. And doubt, my friend, doesn't have the power to collapse the reality you want to live. Maybe you even said it today, "I hope this month is better. I hope money shows up. I hope I can change my life." And I truly get it. But saying that is like sending a mixed message to the universe. Your subconscious mind interprets that you still don't believe, that you still don't see yourself living it. And if there's no certainty within you, there won't be any outside either. Quantum manifestation doesn't respond to weak wishes. It responds to your dominant vibration. When you live in the frequency of hope, your energy field emits scarcity disguised as optimism. Elevated vibration is born from certainty, surrender, and presence. And look, it's not about pretending to believe, it's about reprogramming your mind to actually feel that it already is. Now try a quick experiment. Replace, "I hope something good happens," with, "I know something good is already happening." Feel the difference? It's like stepping out of a dark room and opening the window. Your energy shifts instantly. When you start saying, "I know," you activate energetic alignment with the reality you desire. And believe me, that's what attracts abundance. Conviction, not needy wishing. Think about it. When you plant a seed, do you keep saying, "I hope it grows, I hope it grows"? Or do you take care of it, water it, and say, "It's going to grow because I trust the process"? It's the same with your life. Hope is the absence of trust. And without trust in the universe, there's no timeline jump, no identity shift, no real way to raise your vibration. Want to put this into practice right now? Grab a pen and paper. Write down 3 phrases you often say with "I hope." Then rewrite them with "I know," and read them out loud. It might seem simple, but that small act changes your internal programming. You begin to vibrate like someone living in the now of what they want, not in an uncertain future. That's conscious reprogramming. You don't need to live in the elegant doubt of "I hope" anymore. It's time to speak like someone who's already living it, because your external reality only changes when you change on the inside. And changing on the inside starts with words. Speaking of words, there are even trickier ones we're about to talk about next. Have you ever noticed the weight you carry every time you say, "I need"? It may seem like a simple way to express a desire, but in practice, this phrase vibrates lack. When you say, "I need money," For example, you're affirming that you don't have it, and that activates a vibrational frequency of scarcity. Your subconscious mind understands, we're lacking, and then the universe responds with more of the same. Saying I need is like chasing your own tail. The more you run, the more the feeling of emptiness grows. It's an emotional trap that keeps you stuck in a loop of energetic dependency. When you vibrate in need, your energy field sends out a signal of desperation, and desperation repels what you're trying to attract. Manifestation techniques don't work when they're tainted by that suffocating urgency. Let's look at a practical example. Instead of saying, I need a new job, try saying, I'm ready to receive a new opportunity that aligns with my essence. Sounds like a small shift, but it's a full timeline jump. You move from beggar to deserving. And when your inner programming understands you're already in the flow, you begin to collapse reality with more ease. This kind of reprogramming starts in the details. It starts with how you speak, think, and feel about what you desire. Instead of repeating, I need more clients, say, my ideal clients are finding me easily because I'm in energetic alignment with them. Feel the difference? One phrase activates the energy of worthiness, the other of scarcity and resistance. Constantly saying you need something disconnects you from your creative essence. And the wildest part is, sometimes you already have what you're asking for, but you just can't see it, because your self-image is still stuck in a mindset of lack. It's like being at a feast but wearing a blindfold. Abundance is already here. What's missing is changing the lens through which you view it. Here's a practical tip. Every time you catch yourself saying, I need, stop and reframe. Replace it with I choose, I receive. I'm ready for. Saying, I choose to live in financial peace is much more powerful than I need money urgently. That choice puts you in the role of creator of your reality, not a victim of circumstances. That's how you raise your vibration. Now think, how many times a day do you say you need something? What if that is the main block between you and the manifestation of your dreams? It's time to adjust your vocabulary. But don't worry. There's still another little word that might be sabotaging you even more deeply, and that's what we're about to explore next. You might not notice it right away, but every time you say, I can't, you're locking a door inside yourself. And the worst part? You're the one turning the key. Your subconscious mind registers these words as commands, definitive orders. From there, it creates real blocks in your energetic field. Every I can't is internal programming that sabotages your ability to collapse your desired reality. Maybe you've said things like, I can't leave this job right now. I can't move to another city. I can't make a living doing what I love. But what if I told you that's not even true? It's just a repetition of what you were taught. Fear that was planted inside you. That belief limits your vibration and keeps you from accessing manifestation techniques with real power. Because someone who believes they can't won't even try. I can't is a prison without bars but with a life sentence. And most of the time, the sentence isn't even yours. It was inherited. From family, school, or a society that teaches safety comes before dreams. But here's the thing. Quantum manifestation doesn't happen where fear is disguised as caution. It happens where there's vibrational courage. And courage is saying, I can even if you don't yet know how. Want a real example? There was a woman who used to watch our videos and always said she couldn't start a business because she was a single mom with no support. She reprogrammed her mind to swap, I can't, for, I'm learning to do this my way. She enrolled in free online courses, started selling sweets on Instagram, and in 6 months, she was paying her bills without relying on the job she hated. She changed her identity. She changed her reality. When you say, I can't, you're activating fear, paralysis, and a vibration of powerlessness. But if you shift to, I don't know how yet, but I'm ready to learn, your energetic field opens up. You enter a new flow where life starts to show you paths that were previously invisible. Because your elevated vibration begins attracting abundance in the form of ideas, people, opportunities. Reprogramming starts with language. So every time you think, I can't, pause. Ask yourself, is this really true, or just a limit I accepted without questioning? If you want to start now, write down 3 things you've always said you couldn't do. Below each one, write, I can, and I'm willing to figure out how. This simple action already shifts your vibrational frequency. When you feel like you can't, everything around you adjusts to that version of yourself. But what if I told you there's a way to use your words as portals to a new timeline? Yes, it's possible. And in the next point, you'll understand how the science of vibration directly responds to everything you feel, think, and say. You may have never thought about this, but your body feels everything you say. Literally. Every time you say, I'm a failure, this is too hard for me, or I don't know if I can do it, your nervous system responds with tension, blockage, and contraction. It's your subconscious mind interpreting danger ahead. The result? An instant drop in your vibrational frequency. Your body is like an antenna, picks up and transmits everything you feel, even what you try to hide behind pretty words. That's why it's no use repeating positive affirmations out loud if, deep down, you're vibrating fear, guilt, or scarcity. The energy field you emit is based on your dominant emotion, not the memorized phrase. The key is energetic alignment between what you think, feel, and express. Want to see this in action? Say out loud, I'm a fraud. Now say, I am worthy of receiving everything the universe has for me. Notice the difference in your body. Your breathing changes, your chest opens, your shoulders relax. That's your body reacting to the shift in vibration. That's why reprogramming your mind starts by listening to what it says and feeling how it resonates in your body. And this isn't some cheap mysticism. It's pure neuroscience. Negative words activate the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for fear and survival responses. This triggers cortisol, the stress hormone. On the other hand, words that vibrate love, power, and abundance activate the prefrontal cortex, responsible for creativity, clarity, and decision-making. Simple as this, what you say directly affects your biology. If you keep saying, my life is a mess, I'm anxious, nothing works out for me, your body enters a chronic defensive state. And when the body is in alert mode, it doesn't manifest, it survives. Quantum manifestation requires a body that feels safe, peaceful, and vibrationally elevated. And you only get that by changing the way you talk to yourself. A simple exercise? Start and end your day by saying phrases that activate your positive energy field. Something like, I trust the universe. Everything I need already exists and is on its way. My energy of worthiness opens invisible doors. But don't just say it, feel it. Breathe deeply as you speak. Imagine the frequency of these words entering every cell. That's manifestation technique in its purest form. Your body doesn't lie. It's the living reflection of your self-image and your internal dialogue. And the more you connect with what you feel when you say something, the clearer the path becomes to collapse the reality you desire. But there's one essential point we often overlook. What happens when you finally replace I hope and I need with something much more powerful? There comes a moment in your journey when something shifts. You stop begging the universe and start positioning yourself as a co-creator. And it begins when you understand the power of I am. Not as a memorized affirmation, but as a vibrational identity. Saying, I am with truth activates the frequency of already being, and that's the language the universe understands to collapse reality. For a long time, maybe you said, I am prosperous, I am abundant, but deep down it felt like a lie, and that's okay, because it's not your fault, it's your body reacting to your old internal programming. Your subconscious mind was still stuck in I can't or I need. But when you start repeating it consistently, something shifts. The belief begins to loosen. I am is more than words. It's the seed of a new identity. You're telling your energy field, this is who I've become. And when the universe recognizes that your vibration aligns with your self-image, it delivers quantum manifestation. This is timeline jumping. You stop being the one who suffers over what's missing and start being the one who lives what already is. Want to practice? Choose 3 I am statements you want to anchor into your life. It could be, I am healthy, I am magnetic to opportunities, I am financially free. Now, don't say it like someone who's wishing. Say it like someone who knows, like someone who wears that energy. Bring your posture, your breath, your gaze into the affirmation. Make it a physical experience, not just a mental one. Remember what we talked about in the previous topic. Your body feels what you say, so use that to your advantage. Repeat your I am while walking, dancing, or looking in the mirror. Make it fun, real. This is one of the most powerful manifestation techniques out there. Feeling as if you already are. That activates total energetic alignment with your highest self. This is when you begin to attract abundance effortlessly. Because you're no longer asking for something distant, you're responding to the vibration of someone who already is. It changes the way you think, act, choose, and even how you connect with others. Opportunities appear because you've started to behave like someone who deserves them, and the energy of worthiness is magnetic. Now tell me, what would your life be like if you truly believed in what you're saying? Because the next step is exactly that, sustaining that identity even when the outside world doesn't yet reflect the results. And this is where the universe begins to subtly test your consistency. When you decide to step into a new vibrational identity, the universe listens. But it doesn't hand everything over on a silver platter. First, it tests you, not as punishment, but as preparation. It wants to know if your vibration is stable or just a fleeting burst of excitement. These tests usually show up as challenges, delays, or even a firm no that makes you question everything. You start affirming, I am prosperous, and the next week you lose a sale. You say, I am loved, and someone rejects you. But hold on. This isn't the universe telling you you're wrong. It's the universe asking, will you keep vibrating as this new version of yourself, even when things seem to say otherwise? That's vibrational consistency. This is where most people give up and fall back into their old identity. Think of a rubber band being pulled back before it's launched. That tension is necessary to create momentum. The universe works the same way. It pulls you back to test your steadiness, and when you remain solid, it catapults you forward with force. That's the famous timeline jump. But it only happens if you hold your frequency even in discomfort. Wondering if you're being tested? Pay attention to how you react when something doesn't go your way. If you pull back, doubt yourself, or slip back into I hope, it means there's still internal programming to clear. But if you take a deep breath, remember who you are, and respond with confidence, congratulations, you're passing the test. That is trusting the universe, surrendering and receiving. A powerful exercise during those moments is to repeat, I don't react to the old reality. I respond with my new vibration. Say it while walking, driving, or meditating. This brings you back into alignment with your ideal vibrational frequency. You show your energetic field who's in charge. And the universe respects those who lead their own energy. These tests aren't punishments. They're mirrors. They reflect whether your identity shift is real or just decorative. And every time you pass a test without lowering your vibration, it's like unlocking a new level. You'll start to notice that similar situations no longer shake you, because your self-image has grown stronger. You have become the manifestation. And the most magical part? After going through this cycle a few times, you begin to recognize the tests with wisdom. You stop resisting and start smiling, like, I see you, universe, just another test, right? And instead of falling, you rise. But all of this only becomes possible because you've understood vibration comes before evidence. And speaking of evidence, there are people out there collapsing realities with living proof of everything I've just shared. There's nothing like seeing firsthand what words can do when used with intention. There's one story I'll never forget. A woman, mother of 3, wrote to me saying she had spent her whole life saying, "I can't, it's not for me, I'm unlucky." But when she started replacing those phrases with, "I am capable, I deserve this, it's on its way to me," her life began to respond. Within 2 months, she got a new job, started studying, and today proudly sells natural products. It all started with words. There was also a young man drowning in debt. He told me he constantly repeated, "I need to get out of this, I'm screwed, this will never end." His subconscious mind was stuck in the vibrational frequency of despair. But when he began saying, "I am prosperous, I have the wisdom to solve this, I trust the universe," something shifted. Ideas started flowing, opportunities showed up. This isn't magic, it's energetic alignment. All of these stories share one thing in common, an identity shift. It wasn't just what they said, but who they became as they said it. Quantum manifestation responds to the version of you that you're living now, not the one you hope to become someday. That's why changing your words changes your energy field. It changes how you see yourself, and that changes everything around you. You might be thinking, but does this work for me too? The answer is yes, as long as you genuinely want to change your internal programming. The first step is identifying the phrases you say most often, every day. The things you repeat without thinking. Those phrases are like spells. Some block, others unlock, and you need to start choosing which ones you'll keep casting over your own life. Here's a powerful exercise. Do a verbal detox. Grab a notebook and write down everything you say repeatedly about money, love, health, work. Then rewrite each statement using elevated vibrational language. I am, I receive, I trust. Read them out loud every day, ideally in front of a mirror. It may seem simple, but it's exactly this practice that aligns you with the energy of worthiness. These stories I've shared aren't exceptions. They're proof that when you reprogram your mind, reality responds. Because everything you experience is a reflection of what you believe. And everything you believe began with something you heard, read, or said one day. So why not start saying different things? Things that raise your vibration, activate your power, attract abundance? These transformations are just the beginning. And you know what all these people have in common with you? They doubted at first too, but they chose to test it. They chose to let go and receive. They chose to trust the process. And once you start seeing results, there's no turning back. But before the external results appear, something even more powerful begins to happen within you. And that's what we're about to explore next. Now that you understand the power of words, the influence of your self-image, and the impact your vibration has on what you manifest, tell me, how much longer are you going to keep speaking to yourself like someone who doesn't deserve it? Are you going to leave this video and keep saying, "I hope, I need, I can't"? Or are you going to decide that today is the first day of your new reality? Because yes, it's a decision. No one is going to reprogram your mind for you. No one is going to hand you the abundance you don't believe you deserve. But when you change what you say, you change what you feel. And when you change what you feel, you change what you attract. Do you want to keep collapsing the reality of lack? Or are you ready to attract true abundance? Your vibrational frequency has already started to shift while watching this video. Now it's time to take action. Drop a comment below. Which I am are you going to start saying every day from now on? What reality are you going to activate with your words? And don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, because in the next episodes, we're diving even deeper into the art of raising your vibration and rewriting your story consciously.